Everyone. Welcome to this episode of Life in Logic. And I want to talk here briefly about modern age of instant communication. I have a degree in television, film production, as well as computer science. And communication has always been an interest to me from an early age. I was fascinated to think of, television and radio and long distance phone calls where you can pick up the receiver, you can punch in a number, and it rings at some distant location, across the country or around the world. Of course, phone calls back then were extremely expensive, and therefore you kept it very brief. The best value was to sit down and write a letter, if you can imagine that. I had a walkie-talkie as well, and shortwave radio, CB radios, whenever they came out. And once I got older, I got dial-up modems so I could call into networks at school and do college projects and papers. Something really that the younger generation will not know is about bulletin board services, where people operated servers from their home and people from across the town or across the world would call into their host for a variety of reasons. Much of my professional career, I've been engaged with connecting far-flung computer systems and extensive networks. Once I worked for an airline, and they had a 6-bit character set instead of a typical 8-bit ASCII character set. And this confused me really for some time before I realized that this saved 25% of bandwidth. And what they did is they gave up upper and lowercase characters and most special characters, but is much more efficient. And there was always a need to find ways to squeeze more performance from a very limited resource. Once the internet really began to take off, I embraced it early. And one of my first commercial successes, really as an independent software developer, was to emulate a printer where I converted the print data stream into an email, and it could become an attachment or within the body. And I was able to create a whole product line around this whole concept. In the past 25 years, really the internet has transformed our economy and our lifestyle and our culture, and in ways really that we could not imagine. Much like my tool, did away with the line printer where you had reams of paper that were printed out each night. Instead, it just got created as an email and sent to someone's inbox. Another example was several years ago. I was about ready to board a plane in Bakersfield, California, when I got a call from a field service technician in Indonesia where they were having a problem with a pump controller out in the jungle of Sumatra in Indonesia that had recently been deployed. So I boarded the flight, and once airborne, I used the Wi-Fi on the plane to link to the pump controller via a satellite link, doing all of the network, through the airline Wi-Fi, down to the ground station, through the internet, through satellite links. So it was a bunch of hops, but I was able to link right into that controller, very remote location, debug the code, and fix the issue before I landed in Houston. And as I reflect on that today, I marvel at the power and flexibility and availability we have today. Something that was really almost impossible to imagine really not that long ago. And here we are today with these great capabilities. And it's only going to get better. SpaceX is launching a Starlink internet service that will provide high speed, low latency, satellite-based communication that will work anywhere in the world, as opposed to the slow and expensive systems that we have today. And this will bring about another transformation where many people work and where we live, and really the ultimate flexibility to live and work almost anywhere. Of course, as with any technology, there are abusers and new ways to steal, to bully, and to cause pain. Or simply, it will consume all of our free time watching and doing things that have minimal impact to improve our health or general outlook in life. And so as with any technology, it has the potential to do great good or great harm at the same time. Uh, you know, this is where we as technology professionals or consumers of this powerful tool, we really need to be disciplined in how we use and deploy the technology. We should also be mindful of how the government and how the technology industry can use it to manipulate and modify society for their purposes or for profit. And security can't be overlooked. There are significant examples where state entities or corporations that have intent to steal or wreak havoc, or by finding ways into our homes and places of business. And as a business owner, don't be ignorant of the risk that are there, and don't underinvest in ways to protect the technology that you use. Also, if you're interested in the company and want to invest in the company, or if it's a publicly traded company, check and see if they have a stated cybersecurity strategy to protect their business, and if they are investing in security technology. A major security breach can destroy years of work. It can destroy your investment. It can destroy your goodwill in the community. So it's highly critical you understand this if you're going to make an investment in companies. And I cannot help but to think beyond the amazing hardware and like satellites, and consider that it is software that has created these networks, that has optimized these networks and sustains this infrastructure. I remember around the year 2000 timeframe, many people were saying the internet was just going to implode, it's going to collapse due to the volume of traffic. And boy, were they wrong, because the network expanded, investment continued, and it continued to grow and to become what it is today. And it will continue to grow and evolve. And there's a large opportunity for motivated and talented people to design and implement our future. And software is a key component to make that happen. And there are good opportunities, not just in software development, but for those that are interested in deploying network infrastructure and for cybersecurity. The work is challenging, but very interesting. If you like solving mysteries, you like watching for criminals, you like protecting valuable assets, or actually just being an essential worker with a specialized skill, there's a job. There's really a job for you out there in networking and cybersecurity. So what is the future? We can only imagine what it's going to be. Embedded chips that can read our thoughts, perhaps. One thing we can be sure of, if there is a market and if there's a technology that can address that market, we will see these products created. It is only a matter of time. Thanks for watching. Hope you find this interesting. I would enjoy your comments, and look forward to talking to you next time.